This was expected. The only reason that I didn't expect it, and I made this point Sunday night, Football Night in America, when we flagged the two jobs that ultimately opened up yesterday, because every once in a while a blind squirrel does chew on an acorn. Kliff Kingsbury's contract, and I kept hearing it yesterday, and everybody's caught up in he's signed through 2027. He's signed through 2027. 2027 is an option year, but it's still 4 years.
Yes.
3, 4, 5, 6. 4 years that Michael Bidwell is going to have to pay this guy the net between whatever he makes elsewhere and what he would have made with the Cardinals. And there was a thought that maybe Bidwell wouldn't do it. Well, given where the team currently is, and he thought about doing it last year. Yep. Instead, he did these contracts both for Kingsbury and Keim, and then signed Kyler Murray, and it's all been a mess. And we heard what Bidwell had to say at the top. Bottom line is he's holding everyone accountable. Steve Keim out, Kliff Kingsbury out. He's going to have to dig deep to pay those guys. And now, Chris, what's he going to have to do to get a good coach and a good GM?
More.
He's going to have to dig even deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know, Mike, that was the big thing, right? I think you and I, we hit on it a lot over the last few weeks. We thought that there would be a change made. You didn't know exactly what the guarantees were. And I think the thing that, I saw some of the stuff you were talking about yesterday on TV too, where, some people get, mixed up or don't quite understand. Just because you have, let's say, a 5-year contract for $20 million, just to make it a round number, that does not mean just because you get fired after year 1, right, that you're going to see the rest of that money in full. There's plenty of coaches within the NFL where they're making this money, but if they get fired, it becomes lesser amount, right, Mike? Like, hey, I'm making $10 million a year, but if I got fired, they're going to have to pay me a guarantee of $6 million a year or $5 million a year, right? So that's where we don't know the language of that either, and I would think that's where the Cardinals protected themselves a little bit here in this scenario. In case this scenario happened, they had to see the writing on the wall. We were talking about it last offseason before the extension and all that anyways, just about, man, the bad finishes by Kliff Kingsbury, how the team has looked, at the end of seasons and every year he's coached there. So I don't think we're shocked to see this happen. It's an offensive coach where the offense was, the problem with the football team, and I wasn't surprised to see Kliff Kingsbury go yesterday.
Well, and as we've said time and again, it's a college offensive coach.
That's right.
Who is tied to a system, not the realities of game planning and adjusting, and creating plays and coming up with new wrinkles and thinking about the defense you're going to face and trying to stay a step ahead of them while they're trying to crack the code on what you do and shut it down. Because at the college level, it works because the great offenses have superior talent to the defenses that they're facing, and they could come up to the line of scrimmage and say, here's what we're going to do. Go ahead and try to stop us. It's a different game at the NFL because the talent is so compressed together. And as it relates to the contracts, remember when this all happened, it was the pasta and meatballs, just kind of, it's like there was a sense that things were going sideways in Arizona.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Keim and Kingsbury have contract extensions through 2027 with no further details announced or reported. So there was nothing for anyone to brag about. We don't know how much Kingsbury was making. Right. We don't know how much of it's guaranteed. We don't know how much he's going to walk away with. And the other reality to it, I don't know that this is going to happen. But NFL owners have the ultimate hammer if they want to use it. If they just want to fire you for cause. Now, look, that can create issues when you're trying to hire coaches in the future. But if they want to say, you're fired for cause because you did X, Y, or Z that we may not know about, where does it get resolved? Not in court. Not in court. It gets resolved by the guy who's been hired by the owners.
Right.
It gets resolved by Roger Goodell. They all sign off on that provision in their contract. That's something that we're seeing Brian Flores fight, John Gruden fight. The idea that this secret rigged kangaroo court, it's the offseason when we start using that term again, but it's not going to be used in a way that is unfair to the coaches. And that's the other hammer. So for all we know, Michael Bidwell has negotiated or is negotiating some sort of a resolution where these guys take even less than what they were supposed to get. So it's not anything anyone's going to come out and tell us. But don't be so stunned and don't be so surprised. End of the day, though, Bidwell's going to have to pay these guys some amount of money to go away.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.